Fear connects with A Course in Miracles through one of ACIM's deepest themes. The mind does not merely observe experience, it projects it. The sphere in the film amplifies and externalizes thought. Fear, imagination, memory, desire, and unconscious material begin manifesting into perceived reality. The terrifying part is not the sphere itself. The terrifying part is that the characters are not aware of the power and content of their own minds. That is almost pure ACM territory. The Course repeatedly says, projection makes perception. Not metaphorically only, but structurally. The ego mind first believes separation, fear, guilt, and attack internally, then perceives a world reflecting those assumptions outwardly. In Sphere, the characters enter a domain where unconscious thought becomes experiential reality almost instantly. Jellyfish attacks, giant squid manifestations, paranoia, destruction. Much of it emerges from buried fear amplified into form. ACM would say the world humans normally experience already works somewhat like this, only slower and more collectively reinforced. The ego projects fear outward and then reacts to its own projection as though it came from outside. That's why the film becomes increasingly claustrophobic. The real danger is not external space phenomena. It is the unhealed mind encountering its own content without understanding what it is doing. The sphere itself functions like a symbol for creative power without wisdom. That matters spiritually. Many traditions become fascinated with manifestation, psychic ability, or mental power. But ACIM consistently places emphasis not on power alone, but on the purpose guiding the mind. A fearful mind with amplified projection capacity becomes dangerous to itself. In ACIM terms, the ego already misuses creation by projecting separation and then believing in it. The film also explores repression beautifully. The characters are intellectual, educated, analytical, yet deeply fragmented emotionally. Fear leaks through despite attempts at rational control. Their hidden material becomes environment. ACM similarly teaches that denied guilt and fear do not disappear. What is pushed unconscious gets projected into perception. One of the strongest parallels is the question, can humans handle creative power while still psychologically divided? The movie leans toward not well. ACM would agree at the ego level. The separated mind is unstable because it simultaneously wants love and fears it, wants innocence and clings to guilt, wants peace and maintains conflict identities. Without healing, projection becomes distortion. There's also a fascinating ACM parallel in how the characters keep searching for external explanations while the source is operating through their own minds. That mirrors ordinary human consciousness. We blame situations, people, history, politics, bodies, circumstances, while rarely questioning the interpretive system generating experience. The film gradually reveals the monster is entangled with the perceiver. ACIM repeatedly points toward the same realization. Another important theme is fear of knowing. The sphere offers near godlike creative capacity, yet the characters ultimately choose to relinquish it. Why? Because they recognize their minds are not sufficiently peaceful or unified to wield it harmlessly. That is deeply wise. ACIM is not trying to make the ego omnipotent. It is undoing the ego altogether as a false organizing structure. The goal is not become an all-powerful individual self. The goal is release identification with the fearful self that miscreates. The ending especially resonates with ACIM. The characters decide to forget the sphere. On one level, this can seem like avoidance. On another, it resembles relinquishing investment in a dangerous illusion. But ACIM might push the question further. Is forgetting enough? Or must the underlying fear structure itself be healed? Because the problem is not merely the sphere. The problem is the divided mind interpreting through fear. The movie's deepest insight may be this. Human beings are often terrified not only of external danger, but of the contents of their own consciousness. And ACM would add, beneath that fear is also enormous creative light, buried under guilt, defended identity, and projection. The miracle is not gaining magical powers. It is learning not to fear the mind anymore because it has remembered its true source.